Hello everyone, welcome to GoldenNova's First Reacts, where I react first to all the things you want to see reacted to first, as long as I'm the first person you come to react to things first. And this time, we're going to have a nice and easy episode. No hour-and-a-half info dumping, no hyperfixation this time from Nova. Today we're talking about the new cards revealed for Maximilian Pegasus's Toon cards. But first, we have a point of order. We did do the Phantom Knight episode yesterday, and in like a rube, I posted it, not knowing that, of course, they were going to post a card from a separate set that ties into it. We have a new Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. We've been retraining the four-dimensional dragons as overframe cards, and now we are seeing this one. I forget where we stand on all of these. Is this the last one? Do we have a... I know we have the Pendulum Dragon, but do we have Starving and Clearwing? I'd be surprised if we didn't. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this card does. We have Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon of the Four Heavenly Dragons, a rank 4 Dark Dragon Xyz monster with 2500 attack and 2000 defense, requiring 2 level 4 Dark monsters as material. Not as generic as the original, but maybe it'll be worth it. And it partly is. This card is always treated as the Phantom Knights card. That's crazy! That works exactly with all the cards we were talking about beforehand. People were talking that I was a bit too obsessed with the idea of modulating the Xyz monsters' ranks so that we could use them as material. And I do agree with the takeaway that they had, I didn't voice it out loud, is the fact that we can now make our regular Phantom Knights level 4s to go into rank 4 things like the Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon without having to go through Break Sword to do it. Break Sword is kind of a weird interaction point to get us to level 4 monsters so that we can play that in our 3-axis deck. Now we have a way to just get to level 4s without that, which I think doesn't dark lock us, so we have a lot of potential routes to go through. Now they don't have to worry about that restriction. And this is the Phantom Knights card, so it functions with all of that support. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First, if this card is special summoned, you can target an equal number of cards on each field and destroy. Oh, that's funny. So it's kind of like Break Sword, except you have to use it when you summon it, but you get to hit a lot of different cards. Oh, that's really good. So the reason why Break Sword was good is because you had a bunch of trap cards with like the Fog Blades and stuff that you wanted to destroy at some point so that you could start targeting monsters, and then you could use their graveyard effects. So we already have a prime loadout to feed this with removal. That's pretty sexy. And then second, when your opponent activates a card or effect, as a quick effect, you can attach one material from this card to special summon a rank 4 Dark Xyz monster from your extra deck. Using this card you control as material. Treat it as an Xyz summon, treat this card, transfer this card as material. So it doesn't rank up or down, but it becomes another rank 4 Dark Xyz monster. This just turns into Raider's Knight, right? That's what this does. This is especially useful in terms of its first effect, right? Like, you use it, you go target these cards, blast them, and your opponent goes, not so fast, imperm, and then you go, not so fast, I have a material. So we're going to change that into Raider's Knight so that we don't have to do that. I guess also you could risk targeting your own Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, but like, your opponent would know that you could just quick change into another rank 4, right? Obviously, this also lets us transform into the regular Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon so that we can use its regular effects, because we're only detaching one material, so this is good. This is a solid card. Good utility here. Nothing, doesn't seem like it's super integral to our end goal, but it is a solid rung on the ladder nonetheless. Okay. We've had our vegetables. Now it's time for our sugar-coated cereal for some Toon cards. I'm so excited to see what they do with these. We've got Witchcrafter and Unchained coming down the pipeline too. Looking forward to them. Not as excited, looking forward to them. But the Toon cards, I've got to know what these are. And we're in for 2 more of these too. So this isn't even the end of it. First up is Funky Dark Rabbit, a level 4 Dark Beast monster with 1100 attack and 1500 defense. After this card is normal or special summoned during your main phase this turn, you can normal summon one monster that mentions Toon World in addition to your normal summon or set. Okay. This card is treated as a Toon monster while Toon World is on the field. Okay, I was a little worried there, seeing that this wasn't a Toon monster, but we do get there eventually. But being a Toon monster doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do anything for the card. There's like 3 different ways that Toon monsters work in regards to when they can attack, and like you have to pay life points for it, all that kind of stuff. But this does make it compatible with our Toon effects that look for that type line. And third, once per turn, you can add it to your hand or place face up on the field 1 Toon field or continue a spell card from your deck. Okay, so that's interesting because this gets around the negatives of our Toon World cards, right? Of course, the original Toon World is a continuous spell card that costs you 1,000 life points for it to do nothing, which never felt good, but you had to play it so that your Toons could function. Alternatively, the Toon, God, I forget what the book when the field spell one that gives you your protection effect, that had you banishing the top 3 cards of your deck whenever you played it, and you were already banishing cards to provide the protection effect. This just placing it onto the field face up is fantastic. So we get to normal summon this. Oh, cool. The additional normal summon is not contingent on its own summon, or rather, it doesn't trigger when it's summoned. You just get it for the turn, so it's like Elder of the Ritual Beast, or Ritual Beast Tamer Elder. Careful, buddy. Okay, this is a solid start. My one issue is that it's not itself a Toon card, so we can't Toon Table of Contents this, and we can't Toon Bookmark this. We have to hard draw this because there's no Dark Beast support here. That's it wouldn't be Toons if it wasn't a little janky. But just kind of wish they just made this a Toon card. Even in the name, just at least making it the Toon archetype. Okay, fine. Comic Cat, level 1 Dark Beast monster, 0 attack and defense. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. This card is treated as a Toon monster while Toon World is on the field. Second effect, during the main phase is a quick effect. You contribute 1 monster. If you control Toon World, you contribute 1 monster, one opponent's monster, even though you don't control it. Ooh. And if you do special summon 1 monster from your hand or deck that mentions Toon World, ignoring its summoning conditions. Oh, okay. Now that's pretty good. So it's any 1 monster, so you can have it tribute itself, and it's a quick effect, which is kind of rude. So you can, if nothing else, normal summon this, tribute it, get any Toon that you want. And then if you're all set up, you're just stealing your opponent's monsters. That's hilarious, and I love it. Evil Box, extension of Bakuri Box. Glad to see we're getting a return to this guy. Level 6 Dark Fiend, 2300 attack, 2000 defense. You can only use the first effect of this card's name each once per turn. Each once, just the one. First effect, if you control Toon World, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can add to your hand or set a Toon Trap card from your deck. There's a couple of pretty nifty ones, including a Counter Trap. And this card is treated as a Toon monster while Toon World is on the field. Third effect, once per turn as a quick effect, you can target 1 card in either graveyard and place it on the bottom of the... Oh, in the graveyard. Okay, my bad. Okay. I kind of wish it said Banishment so that we could recycle some of our cards from our Toon field spell, but I'm not too beat up about this. That's a pretty nifty effect here. So all of our Toon support is here, and we have some Graveyard Hate, which is nice. But yeah, none of these, like... It's kind of a weird dichotomy, right? Because the Toon monsters have that effect where they can attack directly if our opponent has no Toon monster. But if you made them good enough to just attack willy-nilly directly with the kind of stats they normally get, then it would be super busted. So making it so that we could have a 2300 attack monster that could attack directly. I think it's a fine trade-off for the deck to be able to run monsters that do not just freeze the turn they hit the board. So I'll take the concession that it doesn't have the other Toon, especially because we'll get to you. The fact that we get to attack immediately, even though we don't get to attack directly with them ever, it's fine, and they'll become Toons so we can utilize them. I just wish we were already like putting things with the Toon ability line on our monsters and not making that an actual, like, it didn't mean anything really. So why couldn't we have just... Why couldn't we just done that? Just make them Toon monsters so that we can Toon table these things. It's so frustrating. Okay, next up is Blue Eyes Toon Ultimate Dragon. Very adorable. Is a level 12 Light Dragon Fusion Toon Effect monster. 4,500 attack, 3,800 defense. Requires Blue Eyes Toon Dragon specifically, plus 2 other Toon monsters. And it must be special summoned by shuffling the above cards from your hand, field, and or graveyard into the deck or extra deck, so we don't need to use any fusion effect. Gives a little contact fusion, and a bonus for putting our tunes into the graveyard. Okay, here we go. This makes it good. So, first effect, your Toon monsters can attack directly. So, it can attack directly. It can let all of these Toon monsters attack directly. I guess it doesn't fix it because they aren't compatible with our Toon searching stuff, but at least once they're on the field, we can attack directly with them. And, notably, hopefully this means that we can attack directly despite our opponent having Toons. Not that that's, I think, a widely held concern, but maybe that could come up. Second, once per turn, you can add a Toon card or a card that mentions a Toon card's name from your grave to your hand. A Toon card's name. Does that work with these other ones? Really quickly. Toon World is a Toon card. I guess they all would because they have that Toon World in their text. So I guess this does search all of them. Okay. But we have to get the fusion monster onto the board, which is kind of the payoff, so I'm not super jazzed about that. Good that we have it in the first place, at least, but still wish this was on something a little sooner in the playline. And third, if your Toon monster is attacked during damage calculation, you can banish it until the end of the damage. That's very, very much like how the Toons worked in the anime, because the Toons couldn't be like defeated in battle because they were wacky goofy. So because it triggers during the damage calculation, this will burn the attack, so it's like it never fought. That's very funny. Also, no hard ones per turn on this either. That could get outrageous very quickly, I'm sure. Okay, last card here. Toon World, The Perfect World is a field spell card, so this presumably will be replacing our current Toon World setup, and you're gonna watch me type in Toon World here just to make sure what its name is, so I can stop just calling it that field spell. That gosh darn field spell. Toon Kingdom, that's what it was. It took me forever. Okay, so this card's becomes Toon World while in the field zone. Pretty good. You can only use the second effect of this card's name thrice per turn. I think there might be a bit of an issue with this because the second effect says thrice per turn. Second effect says once per turn. Anyway, once per turn you can add a Toon card or a card that mentions a Toon card's name from your deck to your hand. Okay, so we can use Toon Table of Contents to search this because it is a Toon card. Can I just turn that into Toon? Does it search that out? Does it search yeah, Toon card. It would have to search Toon cards because of the whole Toon Table loop. Or not loop, but deck thinning. So we have the field spell. You can search out all of our new cards. And then Toon Table can search this. So eventually we can get to them. This solves a lot of my problems with this. And then third effect, before resolving another activated card or effect, you can banish one Toon monster that you control until immediately after that card or effect resolves. Also, you cannot banish monsters with that same original name with this effect for this card's name, for the rest of the turn. Oh, we gotta go through that one more time. For resolving another activated card effect, you can banish your monster you control until immediately after that card effect resolves. Also, you can't banish monsters with that same original name with this effect of this card's name. Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, it's before resolving, not activating. So if our opponent is like, we have a big chain link, and in the middle of it, like somehow in Chain Link 2 is Torrential Tribute, you go, before we resolve this, I'm going to pick this Toon and then banish it, and then once it resolves, it comes back, and then we resolve Chain Link 1, like if Torrential was Chain Link 2. That's pretty cool. I like this. I don't think we've seen card design like this. Like, we have things that work on resolution, like a negate for it, but the idea of a card moving off and then back on the field in the middle of a chain like this is very new. I presume that that means that this is meant to say that it works, that this effect works 3 times per turn. Even though it does limit the names of the tunes that we can banish with this effect, it does seem like this would be the thing that's limited to 3, especially because then this once per turn would be wrong, but it feels like if we could add, like, if we could play this and then get 3 tune cards, that would be unreasonable. So it's got to be this thing. Also notable, this is a card that is treated as Toon World that is not giving any negative side effects. We don't have to pay life points. We don't have to banish cards off the top of our deck. Do we still play Toon Kingdom? Maybe. It's better. Well, it's not even better protection, honestly, because if you run into effects that Toon Kingdom would be protecting your cards with, you can just use this effect to get them out of the way. It's even better because it can get them out of the way of anything, not just destruction effects. So this might have just power crept Toon Kingdom. On top of the fact that it just searches you a free card every turn. Okay. And then I saw, yes, our frame break card is Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Just fine. I think part of my problem with making frame breaks of old cards is that they were not built for frame breaks like this. I mean, you might find some that are like a diamond in the rough for sure. But I don't know. I just don't know. It just looks like they scaled up the original card art and just plopped it in there. And I mean, that's, it's cool. If you're going to reprint it, you might as well make it look a little new. But otherwise, it just looks fine. These are interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how they function. I do think that Comic Cat is going to be a menace. It's certainly not going to be able to take advantage of the attacking directly thing, but as I remember from Layer of Darkness matchups, having monsters that get to tribute your own as... It's not cost, but it's pretty close to it. To get them advantage is a great way to steamroll advantage. So this handles that. Funny Dark Rabbit is here to get us our important Toon cards to help smooth things along. Evil Box, honestly, is just fine. What are our trap card options again? We've got Mask, Briefcase, and the Counter Trap, right? There's also Toon Defense, but I don't know who in the hell is playing Toon Defense. Yeah, Briefcase. If your opponent summons any number of monsters, well, you can Toon Shuffle those monsters into the deck. That's usually just going to trade for 1. Toon Defense. If an opponent's monster declares an attack targeting a level 4 or lower Toon. So only our small ones you can make a direct attack. Lame. Should expand the page so I can read all of them. Yaddy-daddy-da. Yeah, Toon Terror. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, while you control both Toon World and a Toon monster, negate the activation. So it's an Omni Negate. And I wouldn't say no to having an Omni Negate. I guess what's really good here as well is that because it puts your... can put any card from any graveyard on the bottom of the deck, we can start recycling Toon cards that we can grab out again. Unfortunately, Evil Box is only going to get us a search whenever it's special summoned from the hand under its conditions, so it doesn't get us it once per turn. But that being said, our field spell can do it. It can add a Toon card or a card that mentions a Toon card's name. And then, yeah, Toon Mask. If you control a Toon World, target a face-up monster your opponent controls, special summon a Toon monster from your hand or deck whose level is less than or equal to the level or rank of that monster, ignoring summoning conditions. That's pretty... it's not good. I think not good is the best way to put this. Oh, wait, you know what? It also makes some other things searchable. Now that I'm looking through here. So I've got the Toon things on here. Adds a Toon card or a card that mentions a Toon card. Let's go ahead and roll through our non-Toon cards that this card can search now. Number 1, Comic Hand. Names Toon World. This can search out our Snatch Steal. That's so funny. This searches out Mimicat. Target a card in your opponent's graveyard if it's a monster, special summon to your field. If it's a spell, trap card, set it to your field. So you just get to steal cards, and now Mimicat's searchable. Shadow Toon was already searchable because of the name. It had Toon in there. There's, of course, Toon Bookmark, which is fun. Yeah, now I think one of the changes that we'll be seeing is that we'll be streamlining a lot of these Toon cards out because... not very good. But I don't think that's going to be a problem unless you're very attached to the nostalgia on this one. So looking forward to seeing how the Toons work. Looking forward to seeing what the next 2 cards, the next 2 cards are going to be for this one. Once again, don't think these cards are going to make Toons a meta contender, but I do think they make the deck more viable than it's ever been, and sometimes legacy support, you can't always say that. What cards would you like to see given the Toon treatment? Considering that we are taking cards that weren't Toons and making them Toons, I'm going through this list here, and since we have 2 left, I am insisting that we get Parrot Dragon and Toon Alligator in on this. They have been outside of regular Toon functions for far too long. Is their time to get back into the spotlight? Or, barring that, more functional good cards to make Toons better. But what ones do you want to see? Let me know down below. And until the next time Konami drops some juicy spoilers, I'll see all of you next time. Bye-bye. Today's episode is brought to you by Dragon Shield. Get the sleeves as strong as dragon scales and save 5% on your order by using the coupon code GoldenNova at checkout while helping out the channel. It was also brought to you by my lovely patrons, including this month's illustrious Quasar Commanders, Upstairs Media and the Critic of Innocence, Nebula Navigators, 3rd Dynasty, Ada Basilisk, Adam Zajdel, Ancient Wizard, Andrew Newman, Battle Axe, Beastsman, Charlie Mercury, Chibi Gohan, Christopher Fuss, Clockswork, Comrade Kapapam, Eric, Frankie, Great Big Pillock, Groog, Hairbear, Harry the Ominous Benefactor, Iron Zero, Iskander 711, Carp, Marion James E. Picata, Meme King, Muse Clark, Orozco 09096, Panther J, Pat Poos, Rebel King Lucifer, Red Eyes Jackalow, RJ the Jank Monarch, That One Dumbass and the Wizard Moose, Cosmic Crusaders Animasta, Anthorak, a Random Pup, Blitzwolf, Chaz Ghost, Christopher Fuss, again, Cool Trainer Dark, Dr. Entity, R.I.P., Eki Bullock, Eva Padilla, Herbal D, Inblink, J.A. Flair, Julian Marquez, Kale the Dragon, Kryptonian Blurred, Lobomaru 02, Manga Pages, Millennia Asta, Mr. Machina, Natia Lee Alexander, Neon Yaminer, Nicholas Murphy, Not Al Gore, Obsidian, Rhyme Kairos, Rogue Wolf, Seraph SG, Shizuka Nijimura, Simic Toadstool, Sonic 21 Blast, Stephen Huntsman, The Legendary Raven, The Queen of Time, Tiger X2476, Tristan O'Meara, Zadine, Zaldreka, Yazuz 1, Zephyrath the Rock Thing, and Zentha, as well as all the lovely Starlight Explorers you see on screen now. If you'd like to help me in my journey to cover all of Yu-Gi-Oh's archetypes, get my videos early, be a part of these credits and other awesome perks, it would mean the world to me if you would check out the link to my Patreon in the description or consider joining as a YouTube member.